my God, it's time for another Paul Encisco track by track album battle, and this time he wants me to put King Diamond's Fatal Portrait versus Nasty Savage, which came out a year earlier, but unfortunately I already did this, so I'll be naming King Diamond first. But Nasty Savage, man, I got a story about Nasty Savage. They played the very first show I ever saw at the Cameo Theater. The Cameo Theater was historic, man. I saw so many killer shows there. Celtic Frost, fucking Megadeth Peace Cells Tour, Ace Frehley's Comet, but mostly thrash and hardcore shows, Destruction and DRI, and I mean, you name it. And Nasty Savage was the very first show that was at the Cameo Theater. Now, the Cameo Theater, I mean, it's local. It's near me. I used to go there on Sundays to watch like 2 movies for $1. It was like bargain movies, and then they turned it into a concert hall. And they were fucking awesome, man. I already had the first album at this time. And yeah, I remember them playing The Morgue and Metal Nights. It was just a phenomenal show with Nasty Ronnie breaking a TV on his head. And there was one part, he got up on this really high speaker, and he jumped right into the crowd, man. He had a bunch of spikes on and shit. It was a crazy show. I loved them. And I did see them again on the Sun and Steel tour. And I saw Gardy Lou that featured their guitar player that after Gardy Lou played, we went to a house party, and he was just super cool. Super cool dude. Anyway, I love me some Nasty Savage, but King Diamond, forget about it. My all-time favorite King Diamond album. This could have been the Merciful Fate follow-up. I mean, you hear songs like Karen, you can totally hear like Merciful Fate doing it. So this is the most Merciful Fate King Diamond solo album, if you ask me. But there is a lot of changes too. It's not total Merciful Fate. But let's get this started. The Candle versus No Sympathy. I love No Sympathy, but not even close. The Candle is fucking historic. Wins. Next, the Jonah versus Gladiator. Ooh, this hurts, man, because I love them both so much. I'm going with Gladiator. That song is just so badass. I absolutely love it. Next, The Portrait versus Fear Beyond the Vision. I gotta go with The Portrait, man. Portrait just rules. Next, Dressed in White versus Metal Nights. This is the toughest of them all. I'm going with Dressed in White. Dressed in White is my favorite song off of Fatal Portrait. But Metal Nights is awesome. I'll never forget when I was on tour with my band and we played, I believe it was in Virginia. We played a gig in Virginia with a band called Possessor, who was fucking awesome, and they covered Metal Nights, which was awesome. That was amazing. All right, next, Charon versus Garden of Temptation. I gotta go again with King Diamond, man. Charon. River Styx. God damn, I love that song. Total Merciful Fate vibe to it. Next, Lurking in the Dark versus Asmodeus. I'm going with Asmodeus. Probably one of my favorite. Probably my favorite song on here with Gladiator. I love that song. Then we got Halloween versus Dungeon of Pleasure. Both great, but I'm giving that to Halloween. All right, next, Voices from the Past versus The Morgue. Definitely go with The Morgue, but man, Voices of the Past, that's all King Diamond on guitar. And it's badass. I love Voices from the Past. But The Morgue, man, too classic, and it wins. All right, then The Haunted versus Instigator. I love them both, but I got to go with Instigator on that one. I like that one more. Another one for Nasty Savage. All right, Paul asked me to add the bonus tracks on here so it can match up, which is No Presents for Christmas versus Psychopath. Both amazing, but I got to go with No Presents for Christmas. That's the first thing I heard from King Diamond's solo band. And I bought that single when it was new. Amazing stuff. I'll tell you a funny story. When I saw them on the House of God tour, when they played No Presents for Christmas during the encore, King Diamond came out in a Santa outfit, and he had a big box, a big present, with wrapping and a bow, and he threw it in the crowd, and some guy grabbed it, opened it up, and there was nothing in the box. Ain't that awesome? Anyway, I'm giving that to No Presents Till Christmas. All right, then we end it with The Lake, another bonus track, which, man, I couldn't believe. The last time I saw King Diamond, I think it was like 2019 or so, he played The Lake. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? He's doing the bonus track? That shit was awesome. And that's going against End of Time, which is cool, but no, The Lake. Easily. Actually, The Lake. So, Paul, this here's the final score. Hey, That Savage got 4. And That Savage is a great album, man. But Fatal Portrait is just beyond for me. So thank you so much, Paul. You rock, my friend, and everybody out there. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments below about Fatal Portrait and Nasty Savage. I would appreciate that. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Please. And ring that little notification bell. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a gob.